Welcome back to Brent's Hang. I'm Brent Barnett. Today, we're going to be talking about something that's very near and dear to my heart. Side racks. So today we're talking about the GSSVR, which is the Stealth Side V Rack. This is within our Stealth series. You know, we have the vertical mounting system and also the side mounting system. This is just another rack within the series. Now, one of the things that sets it aside is it uses a V-bar instead of a straight bar, so it gives it a little bit more of a depth of positioning, and it changes the look a little bit, which is cool. It's very low profile. The legs are only 18.5 inches tall when you apply it under the T-leg assemblies. It's only 30 inches long as well, so it's very compact. It's a very versatile design, so that'll work with a 4-piece kit all the way to a double bass kit. So the player gets the benefits of using a rack without having to use a bulky rack. When you use a rack, if you need to tweak anything here or there, you have to maneuver some things. But this is very easy to position because all you have to do is just pick it up and move. You're not locked in. This has a very small footprint, so it'll fit on any stage. So when you need to add accessories to it, there's 3 different size nylon bushings that fit in each of the vertical legs. 3/4 inch, 7/8 inch, and 1 inch diameters for whatever accessory you're on. Whether you're adding a cymbal, whether you're adding an electronics mount, they all require different diameters. This rack is multifunctional, so you can use it for different things. Maybe you want to just use a side little workstation, you know, with a percussion table, a laptop, and maybe an auxiliary snare. Or maybe you need to make a 2 full-sided rack with a huge amount of cymbals and drums. Or maybe you just want to do a vertical mounting system and a side rack on the right side. I don't know. It's up to you. You choose. But this thing will pair with our existing components that we already have. Here's what comes in the rack. We have 2 GSMP, which is 14.5 inch vertical bars. These have the RMAA clamps on the top, so you can add a tom mount or a cymbal arm directly into the vertical leg. It comes with 1 SC-GPRSV, which is a short V-bar. It's 33 inches long, but when you connect it to the 2 verticals, the posts end up being 30 inches apart. This also comes with 2 large chrome T-leg assemblies, SC-GCRA, and then it comes with 2 T-leg clamps to connect the horizontal to the verticals. This is the SC-GCRA T. Last but not least, it comes with 4 slip-on memory locks so that it memorizes your positioning if you choose to break it down when you transport it. So here I have a 6-piece drum kit, 10, 12, 14, 16, 22, 14-inch snare, 7 cymbals, 3 crashes, 2 chinas, an effects cymbal, and then a ride and hi-hats, and I've also got a multi-pad for electronics. I've got this all set up using stands. There's a lot of clutter going on. It took me a little bit of time to get this stuff all set up. I mean, it's not easy. I had to position legs and stuff. I love cymbal stands, but you know what? I think the GSSVR, the Stealth Side V Rack, can make this thing look really killer and clean up the floor a lot. So here's the Stealth Side V Rack applied to the drum kit. I still have 7 cymbals, 2 rack toms, 2 floors, kick and snare, hi-hats, and a multi-pad. Now what's different about this is instead of using 8 to 10 different units to hold everything, I've got 2 side racks setting all of this up. Now what's cool about this is I just simplified my setup. I've removed the clutter on the floor, and you know, I've made this setup look really cool and sleek. Well, let's have a look at how I've attached all the cymbals, drums, and electronics to the setup to make everything look smooth and clean. So let's have a look at this left side. I mounted my china right out of the back leg, but the back leg is only 18.5 inches tall. I needed to get the china up here. So what I used was the SC-78 ASE, which is a 7/8 inch accessory shaft extender. Now what's great about this is that it allows you to mount your cymbals or your electronics or other accessories higher than you would normally with a lower profile rig, because it adds 18 inches of length to it. So now you can use a lower profile, shorter rig and still get your accessories to the height that you need it. Moving along, I have my multi-pad mounted directly to the crossbar, and I'm using the 1-inch diameter accessory shaft extender to get it to the height placement that I need it. Moving over, I have my 16-inch secondary crash mounted directly to the crossbar, and I'm also using the 7/8 inch accessory shaft extender to get this one to the height I want. So now moving over to the 17-inch main crash, I have that combined with the 10-inch rack tom. It's mounted to the SC-SPCM which is a tom arm with a multi-clamp in the back. I've got it mounted right out of the front leg of the rack. So I've got two things combined into one. Moving over to our hi-hat stand, I changed this from a 3-leg stand to a legless stand, so it clears up the floor space. This is the 9707 NLDP, and I connected it to the crossbar of the rack using the SC-EA100. Last but not least, we cannot forget about the legless snare stand that I swapped out. I'm using the Stealth bent bar, which is the SC-GPRSBAR, and the mini T-leg, the GSMTL, and I put a snare basket in, connected it right to the front leg of the rack. So now everything on my left-hand side is legless. There are no tripods on the ground, which remove a lot of the clutter that you face when you have this many accessories, cymbals, and drums all set up on your kit. Okay, so now let's have a look at the right half of the rack. So I have my 12-inch tom and my right main 18-inch crash mounted out of the SC-SPCM, which is the tom mount with the clamp in the back, and I mounted it directly right out of the front leg of the rack. My 18-inch China is mounted to the crossbar, but since this thing is only 9.5 inches off the ground, I needed my China higher, right? So I used the 7/8" accessory shaft extender to get me that extra height. Now my ride cymbal mounted directly to the crossbar, but the SC-LBBT was long enough for me to get the height that I needed to place this, so that's all I had to use. Moving back to my 14-inch effects cymbal, I mounted that directly out of the back leg of the rack, and I got it positioned exactly where it's comfortable for me to play. Well, that's it for this episode. Thanks for watching. I just showed you guys another option within the Stealth series. We have the vertical mounting system, we have the side mounting system, and now the Stealth Side V Rack mounting system. All of these are great options, but the V Rack will add a little bit of flair and a little bit of pizzazz to your setup.